2 weeks ago was the GWJ. It was an online competition where I had to make a game in 1 week with a given theme, and this jam's theme was Nomad. Yeah, more like no idea. The first thing I did when I started my project was that I completely disregarded the theme. I just played around with a bunch of physics forces to move a ball towards the mouse. And once I felt like I had something, I just put a camera in between the mouse and the player and boom. Then I slapped on a bunch of squares and it gave me this sense of perspective with the way the ball was moving, and it just reminded me of any space shooter game. So I decided to make one of those. And after I got tired with the black and white aesthetic, I decided to get started with some art. So for the colors in my game, I decided to just browse on a swatch online, and it's a really simple hack for those who don't really know too much about pixel art, is that if you restrict your color usage, anything can look really pretty. So after I put all the colors in the canvas, I didn't really know what to do, so I waited. So after about 4 hours had passed, I did some off-camera mining and I made this. Then I put the ship into the game and I mean it moves, but I wanted something a bit more 3D like in the game Loof Trousers. But unfortunately I couldn't find a tutorial that could teach me how to do just that, so I ended up doing it myself, using math, and bam, just like that, pseudo 3D. If you would like to know exactly how I did it, just leave a comment and I'll make a tutorial. Now for some particles using Godot's particle system. After playing around with the pseudo 3D I just made, the animation started looking kind of janky. So I decided to add more frames, and with the power of more math, it now looks smoother. And now to answer the question that you might be asking yourself right now, what am I doing here and what's the purpose of the game? Well, right now I don't know. I'm sort of just making stuff up as I go. Well, I guess the game could just be about moving from planet to planet, refueling your tank, and also dodging projectiles along the way as well. I'll probably have to come up with some stuff later, but as for now, this is what I'm going with. So after showing the game to my friend, he told me that my spaceship looked more like a jet and it flew more like a jet. So I decided to change the outer world experience into more like the night sky. And then it hit me. If I was flying through the galaxy, I'd probably get pretty hungry and tired, and I'll probably need a place to sleep, like a house. So basically the aim of the game is to fly around the planet with infinite sky, because I'm too lazy to program in any form of ground whatsoever, and loot houses and sleep and also eat so you can stay alive, and dodge missiles along the way as well. Then I tried adding a day and night cycle into the game. And now for some impact. So basically I made the missiles disappear when they hit the player. That's not good enough for you. Well, how about this? So after a while of playing, I thought to myself, hey, you know what I would do if my house was bombed and raided? I'd probably call the police. Right now the cops are a bit OP, so I want to make them destructible like the missiles, using Godot's particle system. The cops spawn off screen after the player raids a house, and right now I don't really know what I want them to do other than follow the player and get wrecked. And regardless of their numbers, they all seem to follow the player in the exact same way, almost as if they all share the exact same very smooth brain. But now with some math and RNG, I was able to make the cop jets look a bit smarter. I also gave them a laser to cook the player, so when you're all done, you die. So So after serious reconsideration, I decided to remove the day-night cycle because it just made the game more complicated and messed with visibility. Then I added stars to the night sky using Godot's part. Okay, you get the point basically. Then I added an outline around the screen, so it indicates when a cop's laser is on you, because having to stare at that small police laser all the time would really shift your focus away from the beautiful pixel art that I spent a lot of. So with a couple hours left, I decided to rush a main menu screen and a tutorial, and I also added a hunger and fatigue bar for the player as well. And a couple seconds, actually days, after the jam, I still managed to submit my game. And although I didn't win the jam, I still had a lot of fun making the game. So if you haven't played the game, the link is in the description. Please download it and tell me what you think about it in the comments. I'm really open to your ideas. If you ended up liking the video, don't forget to subscribe, and yeah.
I'll just make you cry, and I don't wanna fight with you.